Hola! Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to pack your own Operation Christmas Child shoeboxes. If you're wondering why I'm sitting in my car, it's because I am currently out of town at my grandma's house and she plays the TV really loudly, so the only quiet place I could find was my car. So, don't know what to tell you guys about that. Maybe we'll have a little carpool karaoke later. Okay, for those of you who aren't familiar with Operation Christmas Child, it's a charity that does little shoeboxes full of gifts every year for Christmas for kids that don't get Christmas gifts. The great thing about this is that they not only send gifts, they send necessities because not everybody is as lucky as we are. You know, we get up and we brush our teeth in the morning, we brush our teeth before we go to bed, you know, we take a shower before we go to work, all those things. And those are like necessities to us. We're used to having them. We don't, you know, think about them too much. But other people like are amazed by those things. Those are rarities for them. So they pack necessities along with the fun stuff, so they get everything they need and the enjoyment of a Christmas gift. So I really love that, and I love that all your money goes straight to what you're picking out, so you get to decide what they get. It's not a lot of overhead, it's not, you know, sending money to a charity and then not knowing how much of it is actually going to help. This all goes to the gifts. It doesn't go to any workers or anything. All their warehouses are volunteer, so all your money is going directly to the people who need it. Okay, so Operation Christmas Child splits their boxes up by two categories, which is boys and girls, and then they do an age category. So their age categories, according to their website, are 2 to 4, 5 to 9, and 10 to 14. There's a lot of people who do 2 to 4 because a lot of people like little kids, but there's not as many that do the 10 to 14, so I always make sure I get 2 of the older ones in there, just because there's a shortage of boxes for the older kids. So I'm going to show you what I put in mine so that you guys can pack your own. So for my boxes, I always like to add a really special item. So for my younger girl, I found this Barbie that was only $5 at Walmart. The great thing about this Barbie is that she doesn't have a really pale complexion. I don't know if you guys can see this. Woo! Yep, there you go. The last place that my boxes went were Africa, India, and Haiti. So it's really important to think about where it's going and what the child who gets your box is going to identify with. Now this is something that I love to do for everybody. These are t-shirts. I found these at the craft store and they were on sale for $2, and you can get them in different styles, different sizes. For somebody who is 10 to 14, like this girl, I went ahead and did a medium just because I figured it would fit a range of sizes, and they can, you know, adjust when they get there. For the older girl, I found this cute little satchel, which unzips, so you can fit things in. And since I'm giving them school supplies, I thought this would be a great way to carry their school supplies back and forth without them getting damaged. Okay, so speaking of school supplies, one of the reasons I like to get a head start on my shoe boxes instead of doing them right before the deadline in November is that the school supplies are really, really cheap right now, which means you can fill up more shoe boxes for the same price. So I have this little notebook right here. This one was at the dollar store for $1. I also have regular notebooks that were about 10 cents. They're just a little bit harder to fit if you have smaller shoe boxes like mine. So I went ahead and got this one. It's, let's see, 100 sheets, so that's a lot. And you can put it in with your pencils and your erasers and all that. One of the things you can do is you can get a little book or a little Bible. So that goes in there too. Colored pencils. These were 50 cents at Walmart. So you can definitely get a bunch of these, and you can even add more than one pack since they're so cheap. I found these super cool rainbow erasers at the dollar store. There are 6 of them in this pack, so you could either give them a whole pack of erasers or you could split it up between a few different boxes. I also found this pack of sharpeners at the dollar store, and what I like about these is that there's little chambers so that you can like toss all the pencil shavings out and then just put it back together, and it keeps all the pencil shavings in one place so they don't make a mess. And of course, to go with the colored pencils, I have regular pencils. And speaking of fun things for the older kids, it's recommended for older boys that you do things like tools or things they can use in a job. So I picked up this really cool screwdriver set, and it was only $1. So this is like super awesome for only $1, and it helps fill up your shoebox with things that they can use, not just things that are like fun. Here's another great thing to add: toothbrushes. As of this year, toothpaste is no longer allowed, but you can still send the toothbrushes. I found a set of 3 toothbrushes with little carrying cases at the dollar store, so 3 of them for $1. You can fill up 3 shoe boxes with that. Another thing I like to add are combs, just a little assorted sizes. The dollar store has packs of anywhere from 5 to 10, sometimes more than that for just $1. So I like to open the pack and split them up between different boxes. Soap. Soap is awesome, and soap is actually considered a luxury in some places. So I like to add soap to my boxes. Just remember that you get an unscented soap. They don't like very strong smells in their boxes, and you know, based on different regions and allergies, it can be a problem. Another thing I really love is these little expandable washcloths. I have one in the Avengers and I have one for Disney princesses, and these are wonderful because they're tiny and they fit in your box super easy, but when they get them, they can open them and they're a full-size washcloth. Tissues. I have about 4 packs of tissues per box. These help take up space and they're super useful. Tissues can be used for almost everything, so I always add these. But lastly, I want to talk about the box itself. A lot of people like to wrap a normal shoebox in wrapping paper and put their stuff in it, but a normal shoebox, you know, can get damaged by water and time and all that. I like to get these little boxes from Walmart, which are 98 cents. They're the size of a small shoebox, but they have a lid and they're reusable. So once they get all their gifts in them, they can use them for storage or whatever else they want to use them for. Some of the things that I like to add to my shoe boxes. There's tons of things you can add to your own. Just make sure you go to the website to double check for things that are not allowed. In prior years, things like hard candy and toothpaste were allowed. This year, they're not allowed, so you just want to make sure you double check the rules before you start on your shoe boxes, just to make sure everything is within the parameters to make sure it's safe to go to the other countries. One of the other things you can add to your shoebox is a personalized letter. And if you put a self-addressed envelope in there with your name and address on it, the kids can actually write back to you. I haven't done it personally. I've done a note to them, you know, just to let them know why they're getting it and, you know, that somebody over here really cares about them. But I don't necessarily need a letter in return. Sometimes it's cool to get a message back just to see what they thought. But I just enjoy seeing where it goes, and if you order your shipping labels online for your boxes, it'll track it to the country it's going to, so you always know where it ends up. So for me, that's good enough. I just like to leave a note. I don't do the self-addressed envelope, but if you want to, the option is there. So I was able to do my shoe boxes for under $15 each this year, which isn't that bad when you consider how many things are in that one box. The best way to get the most stuff in your box for the least amount of money is to check sales. If you're buying school supplies, make sure you do it during school time, because when everybody's getting ready for school, things are super cheap. There's erasers for 48 cents, pencils for 50 cents, all that kind of stuff. So it's super cheap and easy to find, and you can put tons of stuff in your box and keep it really inexpensive. So if you guys decide to do a shoebox of your own this year, let me know in the comments below what you put in your boxes, and if you found any super cool items that I should know about to put in mine for next year. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button somewhere around here if you'd like to see more videos from me. And if you want to follow my social media handles to see all the crazy crap I'm doing in my life, you can follow right over here by any of these social media handles. Thank you guys so much for watching. Adios.